Welcome to Spirited Reviews. My name's Randy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Norm.
And I'm Zach.
Our goal at Spirited Reviews is to give you honest reviews, bold takes, and hopefully limit the questionable wisdom. Justin, what's going on today?
Tonight we got a bottle review. We got the 2025 Michters 10-year bourbon, A barrel. As always, we're going to log our ratings in our rating sheet that we're going to attach in the description in the link below.
Awesome. So what are we doing tonight? We're doing Michters 10. It's the 25A batch. So I got some neat stats about this. Interesting, just learning this for myself tonight about this batch actually. So Michter 10, they've been bottling the 10-year since the early days of Michters. They got a long history, in Pennsylvania, then defunct, and then they came back in the 90s in Kentucky. That's a little history there for you for Michters. But what's cool about this is they're contract distilling this, and they finally have gotten enough stock, it says here, to start bottling their 10-year age statement. So they said this is like a big new chapter for them, having this 10-year that they contract distilled, so not sourcing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you got, Zach?
We've all said it. Michter's 10-year age statement on the bottle. Obviously, rumors or suspicions are that they use much older whiskey in this blend for this product. But we know it's at least 10 years old. All Michter's 10 are 94.4 proof. We do not know the mash bill here. It is undisclosed. But as Norm said, they are now using a contract distiller to make this. And the MSRP, we got it for about $195. Give or take a couple dollars either way.
Yeah, I think it's $10 more than last year. I think last year was $185 MSRP, if you can even find it for that. And then $10 more this year. Yeah.
So,
sometimes
at the distillery. Sometimes.
First the thing, we didn't check our hats. I had to turn my hat around. We were all backwards. That was
fine. Whatever.
It was lame. Got to be better than that, guys. Hey, if you could do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Join what we're doing here. As you see, we're doing a review. We're trying to grow this with as little help as possible from the community and their wallets. So we could really use your help to subscribe, get us going, get us growing, and get us on our journey. Also, there'll be a link below to join our Discord. That's free as well. And a great place to go, learn about things, talk about things that we're doing, and nerd it out about whiskeys of the world and other spirits. I just realized I say whiskeys a lot for it, and it's actually spirits, so which we'll be doing soon. All right, so
Nose in time.
Oh my God.
Oh, I already started.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to live in here.
Yeah.
I want to just crawl in here.
So while we're nosing this, the one thing that I appreciate about Michters is the low barrel entry point they come in with proof, which is why it has so much flavor, and the nose is so powerful considering it's such a low proof.
Oh my God.
Is it 110?
It's that barrel entry is 110, and to me that says something, because they're a lot of places go into a higher barrel entry and they're able to make a lot more product because they can water it down and get to a certain point. I mean, they're losing money to keep it, at the proof they want and to have the flavors they want without sacrifice.
Are they losing money?
How much was they're not. But that's true. You're right. I take that back. Retract. But I think that's what makes this.
Oh man,
general question, and sorry, this will be quick too. Since they make a sour mash special release, is this a sour mash or a sweet mash? Does anyone know?
I would assume it's sweet mash, but who knows?
Drop a comment down below. Let us know.
Yeah, I assume sweet because isn't what is the?
I assume it's
Shanks. Shanks is sour mash, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They do special sour mash releases, so I would assume.
Yeah.
Anyways.
On the nose, I'm getting like a berry compote of like blackberries and just dark fruit and delicious everything you want in a bourbon. That's what I'm getting on this guy.
This is interesting. I've never had this before. I've had the 10-year rye, but I've never had the bourbon. and I had it in a cigar bar, so who knows? I don't really. I couldn't recite my notes from that day.
Right. Do you remember liking it, Norm?
I did like it.
Okay.
I did like it. Justin, this nose is a bit of a surprise. 94.4 proof. And Randy, I'm glad you brought up the low barrel entry proof point when they put it in the barrel. Man, it is concentrated. It's not
Mhm.
super heavy. It's just
Yeah.
it's very concentrated. It's I get some sweet char. I don't know if I'm picking up a bit of cherry, but I think I'm getting some cherry.
Yeah.
I think
with
that's
you.
what I'm getting. It smells really good. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
So,
Zach?
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you guys. Justin's berry note, awesome note. That's definitely describes it to a T. I do get cherries. I'm also kind of getting like this. I don't know if I want to call it as a vanilla, but like a creaminess. It just smells creamy, frothy, in a really good way. And also, I thought before Justin described it as berries, I was like, man, it's really floral. I don't know if that's anyone else is picking up like a floral.
I am totally getting the
Bright cleanness.
Yeah, I'm getting the floral. Not an overly powerful floral, but like you said, like a bright, a clean, like almost like a clean linen in a way. Like I would. But you know what I find interesting about this is if I had a cinnamon roll and you took out the cinnamon, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting the cream cheese frosting. I'm getting that bread note. I'm getting and then you have like instead of the cinnamon, I'm getting like a brown sugar to it. A little vanilla, but I was definitely getting what you were talking about, the bright floral. That's what I
could see the floral in the background a bit. It's like a berry cobbler, like blackberries, just
it's just a dessert.
Oh my god!
This is a dessert on the nose.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Well,
guys, I need to drink. I've been sitting here with this bottle, and unlike my fellow patrons, Norm and Zach, I wait.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Cheaters.
Yeah,
Cheaters.
exactly. Like, I'm pulling a Norm.
What?
That's what we call it, pulling a Norm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cheers,
yeah.
boys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
I'm always blown away at the flavor, and especially the last few years being such a low proof. The only thing I'm noticing is a lack of viscosity. It's feeling very thin.
Yep.
But at 94 proof, it drinks much with more of a punch than you would think it is.
Yep.
I'm definitely getting the berries on my tongue, on the palate.
For sure.
Go for a second sip.
Oh yeah, lots of berries, almost like the vanilla cream, almost on the tongue, like almost like a berries and ice cream kind of a thing. If it was just a little bit more viscous, this would be.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this would be where I want it. Without that viscosity, that's the only thing bringing this down. And this is so good. Flavors are so good on this for me. Berries. It gets to the mid palate. It kind of misses on the finish. 94.4. What are you gonna do?
I am surprised by this. It falls off like as far as like the alcohol content goes away pretty quick, but you are left with flavor, right? It is like, man, it is this is very heavy vanilla to me. It's sweet, it's crushable. I would be interested to try this against something else at this proof that doesn't cost this. And I think this would probably win hands down, just based off what I'm experienced now. It's a lot going on for this. I didn't have high hopes based off the proof, but you know, that's my bias. But I'm surprised. This is really good.
Yeah, I tend to have that same bias sometimes, Norm. This is only the second time I've ever had a Michters 10 bourbon. The only other time was a 2024 release. I don't remember which month it came from. But yes, blueberries. I mean, I know there's one person who
Oh,
loves
yeah.
blueberry on our. That's one of our friends, Nathan Jurgensen. Yeah, if he hasn't tried it yet, he'd love it because it's blueberries all day long and ice cream, and maybe like if you like took a baker's chocolate and kind of shaved it onto the top of the ice cream.
That's what I love, Zach. You're
Yeah.
I love when you get in these, you know, taking us
Yeah,
to culinary school
totally.
here.
Yeah,
We're in the
just a
kitchen with
little,
Zach.
a little shaving of milk chocolate just to
Man.
cut that creaminess, and the blueberries really complement there. Definitely get the vanilla too, Norm. Great note.
Yeah.
No, I'm and definitely hear you guys on the viscosity. I'm agreeing with you there. It kind of ramps up a little bit in the finish. I get a little bit of barrel spice, maybe like a toasted marshmallowy type of zing towards the end. I'm enjoying it.
So I am admittedly a puppy. I am admittedly a Michters fan. I always have been. I mean, that's why you guys have the samples. I've loved it. I think it's always come through. Never agreed with the price. I understand that, but for what you get for the age, it's not 10 years, not even close to 10 years. Never is. It's just the label they just keep on it. It's taken me on a journey that's like a fond memory. My mom was an amazing baker, and she made birthday cakes for everybody. And she made a buttercream frosting, and she would do my favorite cake was it was all handmade, and it had she always put like a jam filling in the middle. It was and it was I'm getting like that mixed berry. I could see the blueberry. I'm getting a little raspberry personally, and I feel like I'm eating that cake. I'm getting a cake note on the back of my palate. I'm getting the berries. I'm getting the vanilla, the buttercream frosting kind of flavor, that sweetness. The only reason I brought up the viscosity is I wish it was more viscous because it would coat my mouth better. That flavor would stay there longer, and that's what I want. And that's my problem with this is I feel like I have to keep taking sips to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
I am with Zach. I do feel it on my back palate. It kind of like stalls, and then I feel like that tingle kick in. It activates a little bit more, but I don't want to wait for that. I want to get back in and take another sip to get back to the front part of the palate in the mid that keeps dropping off.
Yeah. You brought
100%.
up raspberry. We got like a real blue Jolly Rancher raspberry on something, one of our videos. What was do you remember what it was on just recently?
One, right?
Which one was it?
The Wild Turkey 101.8.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what it was. Because I said
that leaned, that leaned heavier into that raspberry. Where this has that, but it's not as much. And I'm with you, Randy. I desire more out of this. I was taking big sips. I went through I didn't go through the whole. I still have some left in the bottle, but I want more from it. This is an excellent crusher, but not at the price.
It's
right?
quite a tease.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
I've always would love to try these at like 100, 101, 105. Not even like crazy higher than what it's
I don't think it
just
needs
like
much else. It just needs
just like a little bit because of how flavorful this is.
I don't want to like barrel strength rye or barrel strength bourbon. I don't want it that high.
Like a little bit more because by the third sip I was getting way more finish.
It'd be a really good like proof for it. 110. I mean,
that's probably close to barrel strength.
Yeah, I mean that would be it.
The problem is some of their barrel strengths aren't even 110.
I mean,
I think if it were like JD10, like 97 proof, I feel like JD10 still has a good bit of viscosity. I mean,
upcoming Michters 10-year rye 25 barrel strength 110.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we ready to score this thing?
Yeah, we have to score this thing.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not going to go first. I'm thinking about this one.
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll say I got it if you
No, Zach, go. You're good then.
Okay, so realistically, you're spending $200 on this at least. If it weren't for that, or if I had some more proof points to kind of hold it up for the entire ride, I would be really high on this. I would be, probably in the 8s. This is realistically a bottle that I would probably want to split. I'm not going to give it that score. I think it's better than splittable, a 6. So I'm going to say that I'm gonna give it a 7.6.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. So for me, this bottle serves a certain purpose. Norm is always famous for asking this, like, who is this for?
Yeah.
For me, this is a bottle when I want to enjoy flavor and I want to feel good the next day. That's what this bottle is for me. There's times where I, in order to get this much flavor, I'm chasing proof, and then that equals, a little laggy feeling in the next day. And I don't, I often say this, I don't drink a lot of whiskey. I love tasting whiskey. This is a great taste. This has an amazing nose. This is the one I want to sit and smell. This is one where I sit down, I'm watching TV with the wife, and I'm just smelling on it, small sips, enjoying it. It's an enjoyment pour. Yes, God, I wish it was higher proof and cheaper. It's not. I've come to grips with that, and for me, it's always going to be a shelf worthy. For most people, I would say split it, because at the price point you can enjoy it. It's still going to be good, but knowing the flavors, everything, the years in it, it's definitely shelf worthy. I'm going to go a 7.6.
Okay. I'm going to be higher on it than that. I am a big fan of M10s. Usually rise more than the bourbon, but this one is probably one of the better bourbons I've had in a while. I'm a flat 8 on this. I love this. Definitely love to have it. Keep it, drink on it. It's perfect. I love the proof point on this for the flavor. It's such a good sipper.
Okay. All right. So I hear you guys.
Low score.
I hear you. No. I was actually really surprised by this. I had a presupposition coming here and just be like, the price, the value. Okay, the price for me it's not there. But then when I start thinking about value, it brings my score up. I think there's value in this whiskey, based off how you're going to use it. We can't just drink high proof all the time, right? And try to get as much out of it, because you're going to be trashed. I mean, that's just the facts, right? Man, I'd love to split this, but it's higher than a split. All right, I would split this. I get the glass so I can display it. It'd be shelf worthy at that point. So I'm gonna go 7.3. I like
send the rest to Zach. You're good.
Yeah. I really like this.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell you where I'm at. Just real quick story time. Bourbon journey, man. We all have one. We're either just getting into it and diving off head first, or we're on our downward trajectory and we're chasing very quality stuff wherever you're at, right? And I was finding bourbon to start getting a little stiff and a little bit boring. This is pretty. It's exciting. It's more exciting whiskey than I anticipated. This bourbon has man, it's made me rethink bourbon just a little bit.
I have a question, and we can ask our audience here for comments. What is a better sub 100 proof pour in general?
I've had this discussion, and there's a caveat that you have to put to that. Sub 100 proof pour that costs $200. There's not a lot of pours that are sub 200 that are a better,
Scotch,
whatever. You're talking a different realm. I mean, depending on your palate, you could go for a Woodford double oak if you like something sweet. That's sub 100. You're talking like $69, sub 100 proof.
Yeah, you're not going to get that with minimum 10-year age statement either.
100%.
I follow you. Yeah. No, I follow you.
I guess what I'm afraid to say is that people is like, spend the money when you could get, if you're chasing flavor, there's other avenues. And that's honestly why my score was below an 8. I appreciate this bottle for everything it is, but it's just, I wish to God they would give more information, because if they told me this was an 18 year or something like that, in my brain, I could say like, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. If they would just change the label to be an accurate age statement.
Right. Yeah. Just something, a little, give us a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is a bottle I will always continue to chase, because I appreciate it for everything it is. It is what I chase right now, which is an experiential pour. That's what I look for in life. I want something that takes me on a journey. I remember it. It stays in my memory bank. I had a memory bank moment here. My mom's cakes. That means the world to me.
Yeah, for me, I always want to have. I always want to have an M10, and I always want to have an M10 rye. I always want to have one of each. They are such a good pour. You can almost have any time. Like they just, the flavor is crazy. I mean,
this rarely. If you ever watch the videos and pay attention, I rarely ever have an empty glass. And she gone, and I poured her about halfway.
She gone.
I'll say too, this is my only whiskey of the day. Obviously,
Same.
This is the first thing I'm drinking at all today. I think with these pours, it's very important to do that, right? Because if we had done this at the end of a recording session of say something else, it really kills it. These are very delicate pours. There's a lot of flavor there for the proof point, but proof still will reign king and absolutely just make this fall apart for my palate. Now, other people, maybe they're not as sensitive to proof, but as soon as if we were to jump up to like 107 plus and I tried to come back to this, it would probably just be like flat and just bleh.
It would probably take you like 4 or 5 sips to even get back down to some semblance.
Yeah.
I mean, it was even when I was thinking about doing a warm-up pour, because I was like testing stuff, and I was like, my normal warm-up pour is 100 proof. It's like, ooh, I don't want to go higher, like it's.
Yeah, I ate some spicy wings before this, and it held up to that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good statement. I mean,
it did.
So for you guys, not to extend this any longer, but for you guys, is this something like you would consider having one bottle of, and then, you know what I mean, for the price?
Yeah. If it fell into my lap, I wouldn't, look that gift horse in the mouth, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But am I going to leave this video and go search for one? No. Yeah. I'm just, sure. I mean, there's, I'll let you go, Norm.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. It fell in my lap. If I got a call from a store that was around me and they're like, hey, we got that for you. Yeah. Am I going to sit out overnight in hopes of getting one of these, or meet people in parking lots to do some shady deal off Facebook? No, I'm not doing any of that for this bottle. I would own it if it fell in my lap, and I would have it one time, and I would remember it, and I'd probably never get it again past that. And it's a really good bottle.
I mean, it comes down to this, right? You're in Kentucky. Michters has their drop, and there's other places.
Yep.
You're probably going other places.
Mm-hmm.
I would think. I mean,
it depends on who we are. I always hate on Michters.
Well, no, I'm saying to them. No. I think they would go to. I think if you're in Kentucky and you're like, hey, Michters is dropping today, and I don't know, Heaven Hill is dropping some, or
I'm gonna go ahead now.
It's so that is the same. I mean, even if you could find it for SRP, you might go after something else, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you put two options in front of me, it depends on what the second option is, right? But if it's William Heaven Hill or Michters 10,
no, it's a fair statement.
Yeah,
I mean, and I will say for me that this bottle holds a special memory because it was the first tasting I did with my son in Kentucky when he turned 21. So like, not nice. This bottle, but just, I mean, that, I think I'll always have it on my shelf because he loved it. He loved the M10, the rye and the bourbon.
That's if you have this early enough in your journey, it's a nice ruiner.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
But that's the reverse goes is that's a kid who literally didn't drink very
Yeah.
much except probably beer and stuff, and he drank this and he was able to enjoy it. So there is something to he enjoyed
Yeah.
nosing it. He got into it. It made him get into it more.
I would say probably my like 7th ever serious whiskey pour was Michter's 10 Rye in Louisville. I got engaged in Louisville, and I was not into whiskey at the time. And yeah, I don't really remember much about it. That was a pretty wild night, but I ordered it from the bar. So
Very good.
Well,
Well,
okay. Yeah, we're rambling.
stuff, bud.
Let's take us out. Okay, guys, with that, stay spirited. We'll see you on the next one.
stay
Spirited,
spirited.
guys.
everyone.